Hello, everybody. Welcome back to EduTap. Am I audible, visible? Is my screen clear to all of you? Yes. Good morning, Abhinav. Yes. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to EduTap. Right. Am I audible, visible? So this is RBI 2026 batch, right? Isn't it too early to start with 2026 batch? Varun, Trisha, Bhanu, you all are preparing for 2026. Isn't this too early to start, or are we late? Yes, good morning, all of you. So, how many students are there, by the way? Yes, cool. Can I know the journal strength of your class? Like, how many students are attending the classes on regular basis? Okay, around, ठीक है. Right, so let's start a new batch for 2026. So, this is my first day of enrollment. Okay, many congratulations. Right, I am new to management government preparation first day. Right. So can we start now? Can we start? All of you ready? And how many of you working, by the way, in this batch? How many of you are working? If you are working, then write me in the chat box. Okay. Right. So we will try to complete class by 9:30. Right. So let's start now. So formal welcome to the new batch of RBI 2026. And just to give you an introduction, my name is Jalaj and I teach management and finance in RBI, but I also teach commerce and accounts, pension, to certain extent, bullion market, capital and financial markets in RBI, insurance also, right? So from today onwards, you will be seeing me on regular basis for your management classes. And if you have any doubt related to management, like this is the first class, right? I don't want to go that much heavy. If you have any doubt related to management, anything related to my teaching style, or anything related to the overall course, you can ask me. Otherwise, we can directly start. And we are conducting this class on YouTube also, so that YouTube students can see that how we conduct a class in EduTap through Zoom. Any doubts from the students? Any doubts related to any particular area of management? No? Remember one thing, my friend, that asking doubts is your primary responsibility. If you don't ask doubts, then definitely it is very bad for you. Yes, descriptive, if you have time, then you can do it. I will tell you the questions which you have to practice, and then you can start. What management exactly means? See, management exactly means the way via which we get the work done through others. It's like in a company, there are multiple employees, right? How will I manage them? How will I get my work done through them? Is management. So, management is a technique, a kind of an application, a kind of a way to get your work done in the company. That is what management is. Shall we make notes out of this? Don't like note making is not required because you already have summary sheet in your course, right? So you can refer to that. What should I do after your class? This is very important. After my class, first of all, you have to revise with the help of summary sheet and solve the quiz, which is already given in your course, and practice at least one descriptive answer. Right? So if you do this much, then it's more than enough. Right? But If you are short on time, then at least attend the live class and revise with summary sheet. That is very, very important. These two steps are mandatory. Giving quiz and writing descriptive answer, that depends upon your time. So should we prepare objective and descriptive simultaneously, or what should be our approach? See, if you have time, then prepare simultaneously. If you don't have time, then first prepare objective and then descriptive. Which newspaper is good to go for finance? My recommendation will be Business Standard, but Ajay sir recommends Live Mint also. So you can choose. You can take like a sample reading, and I think Business Standard is more suitable because it's more student friendly as compared to Live Mint. Live Mint is for all the brokers and finance people who are into the trading world, right? So let's start with management now. Today, the topic is motivation, right? Now, see, when it comes to management, the initial chapter which we should start is journal management, right? But there is a logic that why I am covering motivation first, and then I will go forward to, I would say what? Then I will go forward to the initial other chapters also, like communication and journal management. So there is a logic which you will understand with time. Now let's start with motivation. Now, first of all, my friends, there is a kind of a custom which I have started in the year 2025 itself. Before I start my live class, I need some positivity around me. So, if possible, my friends, please share a happy emoji in the chat box so that we all are happy. Right? Challenges will come, but with a happy face, we can overcome them. I am from non-commerce background. Just cover the concepts. Okay, Soumya, there is no need to follow anything else. Yes, so be positive. Let's start now with the first chapter, which is management. Okay, first chapter of management, which is motivation. Right, so first listen to me, and then I will give you ample period of time wherein you can ask your doubts. Now, see, this is motivation. First of all, motivation can be defined by multiple people. You might have your own definition of motivation. I might have my own definition of motivation. But the most standardized definition of motivation is what? Motivation is defined as a process that initiates, guides, and maintains goal-oriented behavior. Now, focus on each and every word over here. Motivation is defined as a process. Process means what? That it's a series of activity. It's like if you complete step number one, then you will move to step number two. Once your step number two is completed, then you move to step number three. So there are total five steps which you will understand later on. But currently, I'm just telling you that motivation is not a one shot activity. Motivation is a process wherein there will be some multiple related inter events, or there will be multiple steps which will be connected to one another. If you have to move to step number three, you have to first complete step one and two. Right? So motivation is a process that initiate, guides, and maintain what? Goal oriented behavior. First, understand the meaning of initiation, or it initiate. Initiate means to spark up. For example, why you are preparing for RBI Grade B 2026? Some spark would have come up. Like a salary would be a spark that RBI Grade B employees have a very good salary. So that might spark up. That might spark up a behavior in you that yes, I have to read for RBI. I have to get a job in RBI. Guide and maintain. Guide basically means that if you are starting your motivation process, then it is necessary to guide you. Guide basically means to walk on the correct path and not on the correct path. For example, you all attending the live classes of EduTap is like walking on the correct path only. So currently we are guiding you that if you have to become an RBI Grade B officer, this is the correct thing and this is not the correct thing. Right? So guiding means to walk on the correct path and avoid the bad path. Maintaining basically means discipline. For example, you are guided just for 2 days. You are walking on the correct path for 2 days. But will this 2 days effort help you to become an RBI Grade B employee? The answer is no. Right? So please understand that you first have to initiate. An initial spark will come, then it will guide you. Motivation will guide you, and you will also have to maintain. It's not like that in 1 day study or in 2 days study you will become an RBI Grade B employee. You have to study for at least 6 months in a very disciplined manner. Then only you will be able to achieve your goal, which is RBI Grade B. Right? So motivation is defined as a process that initiate, guide, and maintain what goal-oriented behavior. Now, this goal-oriented behavior, I think, is the most important word in this definition. Why? Because motivation will be initiated for a goal only. If there is no goal, then you will not be motivated by doing anything, right? And anything which pushes to your goal, anything which helps you to move from your present situation to your goal is a goal oriented behavior. For example, again, this live class is a goal oriented behavior. You reading the summary sheet is again a goal oriented behavior. You attempting the quiz is also a goal oriented behavior. In fact, you setting an alarm so that you can wake up for my live class is also a goal oriented behavior, right? Anything like it is like minute of thing which pushes you towards your goal is a goal oriented behavior. So motivation is defined as a process that initiate, guides, and maintain goal oriented behavior. If in the question of motivation you are not writing a definition, -5 directly from me, right? So this is the definition which you all have to mug up, or if you want to revise, you can revise it multiple times. So motivation is defined as a process that initiate, guides, and maintain goal-oriented behavior. Motivation explains us that what causes us to act, whether it's a glass of water to reduce your thirst or reading a book for knowledge. Now, see, even a small act like glass of water to reduce thirst. Over here, my overall objective is, my overall goal is what? To reduce thirst, right? In the second case, my overall goal is what? To get knowledge, right? So what I'm doing, I'm trying to achieve a goal, and because of this particular goal, I am indulging myself in a goal oriented behavior. Like why you are going to walk, like say 100 meters to drink a water? Simple, because you have to reduce your thirst, you have to fulfill your goal, right? So glass of water to reduce a thirst, or reading a book of knowledge, reading a book to gain knowledge is also explained by motivation. Now, coming to the three elements. First is willingness, right? This is the definition. I hope it's very much clear. Then comes your willingness. Willingness basically means that internally you should be moving yourself to go towards that particular goal. It's like अंदर से जो आवाज आती है, that kind of stuff, right? It's like my internal soul is telling to me, my soul is telling to me that yes, I have to do something. So willingness is referred to as what? It is referred to as a state of readiness for a person to act. It's like my whole body is saying that yes, I have to attend the morning live class so that I can be ready for phase 2. Then comes your intense effort. Effort is nothing, it is just your initiation. Like it happens, right? In the initial days when we are motivated by a lot of different factors, we study a lot on the very first day. But on the next day, we are again flat. On the third day, again flat. On fourth day, again flat. Then we read something about RBI. Now we are again studying a very lot of time. Right? So intense effort means that kind of effort which you will put in the initial days. Like it's like on the very first day, I'm studying a lot. Why? Because I am intensely motivated. Right? So intense effort is a part of motivation. Persistent efforts basically means maintaining your goal-oriented behavior. It basically deals with discipline. So willingness is a kind of an internal yes. It's your inner willingness which says that yes, I have to start right now. Intense effort basically means a very hard push on the very first day. And persistent effort basically means that you are moving ahead with discipline, right? So these are the basic, I would say, what terminologies associated to motivation. Now, let's also talk about three very important terms, right? Three very important terms or three very important concepts related to motivation is first is motive. Motive is nothing, it is basically your need. Need means what? Motive. Motive means what? Need. Both are like synonyms only. Now, because of this motive only, you will start your process of motivation. For example, if you, let's say some person XYZ is currently unemployed. He's thought that he want to become an RBI Grade B officer. So what is his motive? What is his need? That yes, he wants to become an RBI Grade B employee. Right? So motive is the inner state which is lacking in a person. Lacking in a person as in like I don't have this right now. Once I achieve that particular goal, yes, then I will be able to have it. So motive is your end, like you want to achieve it at all cost, right? Anything which satisfy your motive is your motivator. Anything which satisfy your motive is a motivator. For example, if you think like I am preparing for RBI Grade B, right? So currently I am lacking the job. So this job itself is a motive for me, right? But once I get a job in RBI, that job letter or the email confirmation which I will get is a motivator, right? For example, if I'm feeling hungry, so this hungriness is my motive. But if I get a poha or samosa in morning, that will be a motivator, right? Motivator is anything which satisfy your need. Simple. Motivator is anything which satisfy your need, and need is basically your starting point. Need is something which you are currently lacking in yourself. Because of this particular need only, you are going into a state of tension that I have to fulfill this particular need. And as per human behavior, you cannot have an unfulfilled need. You will always try to fulfill it, whether it's a very imaginary need, or whether it's a rational need, or whether it's a reality need. Whatever need it is, you will try to fulfill it at all cost, right? And anything which fulfill your need is motivator. Now, what is this motivating? Motivating is nothing. It is basically your journey. It is basically your journey. So you start from a need, and anything which satisfy your need is a motivator, right? The journey which you have in between is motivating. We always call it as a motivating process, right? So motivating is a journey which starts from the need and it fulfills and it ends at your motivators. So currently, if you all see, you are all in the journey of motivation only, right? Your need is already there, right? Because of that need only you bought this course, right? Now, to fulfill that particular need, you are currently in the motivating process. But once you have the final job letter of RBI, then only I will say that you have achieved your motivator, right? Very basic stuff. I hope it is very much clear to you. Now, let's move forward to the process, because initially I told you, right, that motivation is nothing, it's a process. And this journey itself is very, very like kind of sophisticated, and you have 5 different steps in the process of motivation. First comes the need itself. The entire process of motivation starts from a goal. It starts from a need, right? I can also write need as a motive. So if you see over here, I can write need as a motive also, right? Now this need will tell you that you have to fulfill this particular need, and therefore your entire body will go into a state of tension. It's like my need is there, I have to fulfill it at all cost. For example, if you're feeling hungry, you cannot feel hungry for entire day. You have to eat something so that you can fulfill that particular need, right? Now this need will create tension. Now, as per human, if tension is created, tension means what? Certain kind of anxiety, certain kind of behavior change will happen. For example, when you feel hungry, you become unsettling. You are like kind of more, I would say, searching for food, right? So need will be there, and this need will create tension in you. Now, to fulfill this particular tension, you will go into a goal oriented behavior or a goal directed behavior. This goal directed behavior is nothing. This is basically your goal oriented behavior. Goal directed behavior will be followed to fulfill this particular need, right? I have to fulfill my need. So therefore, I am doing what? Goal oriented behavior or goal directed behavior. Now, once I complete this goal directed behavior, I will ask myself whether my need is satisfied or whether my need is not satisfied, right? If my need is satisfied, if my need is not satisfied, I will share a feedback to the initial stage itself. Now, this feedback will basically help you to understand that whether the process which you have done, the goal oriented behavior which you have done, is it good or not. For example, if I feel hungry and if I eat, let's say, only one cashew or one almond, I'm still hungry, right? So the feedback which I will be sharing is that my need is not satisfied. But if I am hungry and if I eat one full parantha or if I eat one full course meal, then I will share what? That yes, my need is satisfied. So once your need is satisfied or once your need is not satisfied, feedback will be shared. So that next time when the same need arrives, same need arrives, you know that what is the proper goal oriented behavior which you have to follow. Right? Now talk about RBI Grade B employees also. For example, my friend, let's say of the past year, some students clear RBI, right? And then they came to EduTap to give their success story. So they are telling to the future RBI Grade B officers that this is what I have done to fulfill my need of RBI. right? For example, XYZ student has cleared RBI grade B. He gave an interview with RBI. He gave an interview with EduTap, right? Why he gave interview with EduTap? So that we can celebrate his success. Now, the overall objective of that particular success story session is to tell others also that yes, this person has cleared the RBI grade B exam and this person will give certain inputs to you, right? So he is also sharing a kind of a feedback to those people who have similar needs, right? Like you would have seen some toppers interview, why you are seeing it, so that you can get certain viewpoints, right? And if your need is not satisfied, then there will be some consequences. If your need is not satisfied, see, when your need is satisfied, everything is positive. Positive as in like everything is good around you. You are sharing all the, you are telling the public that yes, whatever goal oriented behavior I followed, that was correct. But if your need is not satisfied, then there are five consequences which can happen, which I will let you know. Now, over here, if you see, Ram wants growth. So for Ram, this is the need. Growth is the need. Now, this need will create some tension in himself. Tension basically means what? Tension basically means certain kind of behavior which is kind of abnormal. Abnormal as in like an anxiety, you can say, kind of that particular person who is moving very fast, he is scratching his head, that kind of tension, right? He works hard to prove himself. Now this is where he is doing what? GOB, goal oriented behavior. This is G, this is O, this is B, goal oriented behavior. Now after doing this much of goal oriented behavior, he only get a salary increment of 3%, right? And 3% is nothing, right? When your inflation is very very high, 3% is nothing, right? So he will say what? That my need is not properly satisfied. So whenever next time he will work for growth, he knows that he have to either work very very high, or either he have to work very very harder, or either he will don't work at all cost, because he knows that even if he work harder, he will not get the salary increment which he was looking for, right? So my overall point to explain you this particular process is for negative side effects which a point of need not satisfied can bring. See, whenever need is satisfied, things are positive. Like today, if an RBI grade B employee or if an RBI grade B student clears RBI, he will tell to the public that yes, I have done this, I have done that, and you can also follow it. Everything is positive, right? But if need is not satisfied, even in the organizational context, if need is not satisfied, then there can be five consequences. Remember, this is when your need is not properly satisfied. What are these five consequences? Let's understand them one by one. First comes flight. Flight basically means your employee is quitting the job itself and he is leaving the company. It's like you are not you. Some XYZ person was not able to clear RBI grade B by 6 to 7 attempts and therefore he gave up. It's like flight means what? To leave the field altogether. Right? Then comes apathy. Apathy is a kind of an attitude. Apathy is a kind of an attitude where employee is not interested in the job anymore. It's like my manager is not listening to me. I'm just coming to the office. I'm just coming to the office for doing a typical time pass. I am not anymore interested in the job. That's what apathy is. Apathy basically means I don't care. I don't care. I'm just coming to the job for doing time pass. Then comes aggression. Aggression means what? Gussa hona. Right? Aggression towards the source and aggression towards the other, right? Aggression towards the source means what? My boss was responsible to give me the money. My boss was responsible to give me the growth. He was not able to give me the growth. So what I will do, I will try to I will try to be angry on him. I will try to say him some bad words. So that is where we do aggression towards the source. Aggression towards the other means what? Like you are taking the office matters in your family. So you are not talking to your kids anymore. You are not talking to your wife or husband anymore. Right? So that's what aggression towards the other mean. And then come rationalization. Rationalization basically means that you will justify the outcomes by finding your fault with yourself or boss. It's like maximum times in rationalization, what happens is it's like, yeah, I think it's my mistake only. I should have worked more harder. In rationalization, just remember one word. It's like, okay, I think sometimes it happens, right, that you blame on luck. You blame on some other persons also. It's like, I think I was not the good employee in the company. I could have worked harder. Remember, in apathy, I am not taking the blame on myself. In apathy, I am not taking the blame. I am just coming to the company. I am not becoming interested in the company matters anymore. I am not becoming interested in the company's matter anymore. So that is apathy. But in rationalization, I am taking the blame on myself or I am putting the blame on my boss. It's like I am like kind of taking the blame on myself and I'm becoming too much stressful also. It's like यार मेरी ही गलती होगी. That kind of attitude. Right? So that is what your five negative consequences will follow if your need is not satisfied. Again, repeating for the last time, flight means to leave the field itself. Apathy means not becoming interested in the job anymore. You are just coming to show your face. That's it. Aggression towards the source, aggression towards the others are very, very easy. Rationalization is I am taking the blame on myself. Simple. मेरी ही गलती है, right? It happens with you. Sometimes you say, right, you win, this is my fault only. So that is what rationalization means. You try to put the blame on somebody or on you try to take the blame on yourself only, right? So this is the overall process which we have completed. Now, any doubts till now? Can you please explain tension? I have already done that. Is it possible that potential motivator might not fulfill the need? As per theory, potential motivator will fulfill, right? Any doubts, my friend? If there are no doubts, then send me a thumbs up in the chat box. Sir, EduTap site is working properly. Contact to us on hello@edutap.co.in. Okay. To YouTube students also and to class students also. Clear? Now let's see. This is the overall three heads which we have to complete. So currently we are dealing with basics of motivation only. Okay. And today we will try to finish content theories, but let's see what will happen. Okay. Counting desires also as need, yes, right? But desires will not come in the initial life of your student. Desires will come once you have achieved a lot, right? For example, if you say you have a desire to purchase an Audi, so what is the goal-oriented behavior for Audi? Currently, you are not doing anything, right? But once you become an RBI Grade B employee, then yes, you can think about purchasing an Audi also. Moving forward. Now, in the basics of motivation, till now, what we have covered, always remember definition, elements, terms, process, consequences when your need is not satisfied. And now we are moving ahead to types of motivation. And don't worry, tomorrow when we will start, we will revise whatever we have covered today and then only we will start. Because if a teacher don't tells you that how to do a revision, then what the role of teacher is. Right. Now, coming forward to what motivation can be categorized into three ways: positive, negative. Then we have, I would say, what basic learned, and then intrinsic and extrinsic. Right. He will try to blame himself in maximum cases. Motivators can be both monetary, non monetary, both. Okay. Now, coming to positive and negative. Now, positive motivation is something which will impel you to do something good. It's like I am going to the gym so that I can look more handsome. I am doing something so that I can get good something. It's like you are trying to impel yourself towards something good. So that's what positive motivation is. Negative motivation is moving away from some undesirable situation. Right? Now, see, the only difference between positive and negative is what? Positive motivation is that you are trying to move ahead so that you can add some good things in your life. For example, understand like this. If you are preparing for RBI Grade B so that you can get a job, so that's like you are having a good job. So it's a positive motivation. But the same statement can be tweaked like this. You are preparing for RBI Grade B so that you can remove the evils of unemployment, the evils of poverty, the evils of any other social issue. So then it's negative motivation. So if I'm adding something, then it's positive, and if I'm removing something, something which is undesirable, then it will be negative. This is the best way to understand this. You go to work because you like your friends. So you want their company. You want their company, right? So you are adding their company, right? But you go to the job so that otherwise you will look very poor. If you don't go to the work, otherwise you will look very poor. So if you don't go to the job, poverty will come in. Or if you are going to the job so that you can remove poverty from your life. So you are removing some undesirable thing. For example, you only tell me whether this is positive or negative. I am going to the gym so that I can add more muscles in my body. Positive or negative? Yes, simple positive. But if I tweak this statement like this, I am going to the gym so that I can remove obesity from my life. This will be negative. So if you are adding something good, then it's positive. Otherwise, it will be negative. Very easy. Coming to the next, basic and learned. Now see, basic and learned motives. Motives are nothing. This is basically your need, right? You started your process of motivation from what? You started your process of motivation from need or motives now, right? So in need or motive, there can be two types. You can have basic motive or a learned motive. This is what that particular category is talking about, right? So it can be a basic motive or a learned motive. Basic motives are primary in nature, and these are common to animal as well as to human beings also, right? For example, an urge to find food, an urge to urinate, an urge to have thirst, to satisfy your thirst. That is what your basic motives are, right? Common to animals as well as to human. But do you think an animal will have a kind of an urge to become an RBI Grade B employee? Do you think an RBI will have a dog will have an urge to become an RBI Grade B employee? No, right? That's a learned motive. So learned motive basically are common to only your human beings, right? Therefore, we are class apart from animals, right? So if you only have basic motives, then yes, you are as good as an animal. But if you are having some learned motives, then you are making a point of statement that yes, I am different from an animal, right? So learned motives can be recognition that I need, like I need status in my society, I need recognition in my company, right? So that is what learned motive is, and that is what your basic motive is. Next, intrinsic and extrinsic. Extrinsic motivation is something which is coming from outside. For example, if I say Ram and Sham are playing a football match, Ram is playing to win a cup, Sham is playing to make himself happy. Ram is playing to win a cup. Think of this particular image. Ram, the yellow person, is playing to win a cup, but this white color person or this white upper person is playing to is playing to become happy. So this happiness is internal thing. So it will be intrinsic, right? And this extrinsic motivation is something which is coming from outside, right? So extrinsic is coming from outside, intrinsic is coming from inside, right? Look for some figures over here. For example, intrinsic motivation, you are studying for sense of achievement, curiosity, interest, pride, and everything. These all things are coming from your inside as in body ke andar se, right? Extrinsic is something which is coming from outside. Very easy, nothing tough over here, just apply your basic sense. For example, if you're preparing for RBI Grade B because salary motivates you. So salary is extrinsic. Salary is extrinsic. But if you are studying for RBI so that you can, explore the world of finance, explore the world of management, that is intrinsic. Like your interest is there, right? You want to explore the concepts. So that is coming from inside. So anything from outside is extrinsic, anything from inside is intrinsic, right? That completes our very first topic, which is basics of motivation. Now we are moving forward to motivation theories. Now, from this point of like chapter, the chapter becomes quite open-ended. Why? Because we have to read multiple opinions of multiple people. And by the way, why we are reading theories? Why we are reading theories? Simply because see, RBI wants to standardize. Like today, multiple people have given motivation theories. Multiple people, even persons from India, Donkey, Pakistan, China, and all of them have given their own definitions of motivation. Right now, we cannot study everything. Therefore, RBI wants you to study in some limited manner. Now, therefore, we are having a separate topic of motivation theories, wherein we divide motivation theories in two manners: content and process. Content basically is that particular theory which is given way back, like it's old zamane ki theory. Therefore, we also call it as traditional theories. We also call them as traditional. Process are kind of comparatively new as compared to content. So therefore, you call them as contemporary or modern theories also, right? Contemporary and modern. Now, when it comes to content, first we will cover content and then we will move to process. But what is the major difference between content and process? Understand it very clearly. Content theories basically say that you have to focus on one particular need. You fulfill that particular need, story is over, right? Content theories focuses on every specific need. For example, if my employees have five need, I will fulfill it and my employee will become motivated. So that's your content theories. Process theories, on the other hand, just do not focus on one specific need. Rather, they try to go deep and they try to understand the entire motivation process. It's like, for example, if Ram is asking for higher salary, why he is asking? What are the factors which led to Ram asking for higher salary? But in content, what you will do if Ram is asking for higher salary, you will give him higher salary. That's content. Story over. Process is like digging deeper, going a step ahead to understand that why Ram behavior is such, why Ram is asking for a higher salary. So that's my process and that's my content. Content basically focuses on what motivate peoples. What are the need which motivates people should be the correct statement. Process says what? How does the process of motivation happens? How does the process of motivation happens? This is what your process is. Now, content is focusing on specific need. Need is always equals to motive, and you also call content as need-based theories or motive-based theories, right? These are also known as traditional theories. Process, I have told you, contemporary or modern is also the word. Some people also call it as rational theories of motivation, right? Managers need to understand the process of motivation. See, the keyword is process. Now, these are the content theories which we have to understand one by one. Are they tough? No, it's very easy, right? Now, content based theories or traditional theories are also known as humanistic approach and need based theory. Need based theory we already know. Why they are known as humanistic approach of motivation? Simply because you are focusing on human need. It's like my employees feeling a need of something, I am trying to fulfill it. So this is why the name humanistic is also given, right? Because we are focusing on human ka needs. We are focusing on humans' needs. So therefore, the name humanistic approach is also given, right? Now we are starting with content theories. Therefore, from basics of motivation, now we are moving to content. Any doubt, my friend? If there are no doubts, then send a thumbs up. And yes, is my speed okay? Should I increase it? Should I decrease it? Because this is the first time I'm meeting with all of you, so I don't know what taste you all have. Shall I buy a course to have notes? Yes, Gautam ji, you have to do. Clear, everybody. Now we are moving to content theories of motivation. Right? Now, content theories of motivation basically tells you about different needs of the employee. Right? The first theory which we have is Maslow. Maslow theory was world famous theory given by a person whose full name is Abraham Maslow. Right? What he has said is that employee will be motivated by a hierarchy of needs. Hierarchy, I hope you know. Hierarchy basically tells you that who is the boss, who is the subordinate, that kind of stuff. So Maslow gave five needs and arranged them into an hierarchy. Hierarchy you can see on your screen. First is basic physiological, then safety, security, social belongingness, ego, and self actualization. Now, in this hierarchy, the most senior one is self actualization, and the most junior one is basic physiological needs. So, if you see basic physiological needs are the most junior one, right? And if you go above, the hierarchy will increase. Now, we will try to understand each and every need. First, basic physiological needs. Basic physiological need basically means those needs which I need for survival purpose. For example, if I'm coming to the office, I need water, I need food, I need shelter on my head. So that's what basic physiological need. The basic salary which you are getting, basic salary, right? In your salary, there are multiple components, right? So the basic salary, the base amount is also a basic physiological need, right? If you do not provide your employees with basic physiological needs, they will not be able to survive, right? Simple. So this is, I always say, this is my roti, kapda, and makan, right? This is my food, shelter, and all the needs which I need for surviving. Simple. Then comes your safety and security needs. So we always say this is level one, and then you go to level two. Safety and security needs means what? That in the office environment, I need safety. Safety as in like safety from physical harm. For example, if I'm taking this life class and suddenly this fan drops on my head, then definitely my safety need will not be satisfied. Right? So safety need basically means that I need safety. There should be no fire in my office. At the same time, there should be no physical harm. right? At the same time, I also need security. Now, this security is kind of future key security. For example, currently I'm getting salary, but in future when I will be old, then I need my company to give me pension. I need my company to give me pension, right? So that is security. Remember, the basic salary will come under basic physiological, but if you see the future salary, the future pension part will be coming under level number two, right? Which is safety and security. So safety is safety from the physical harm. Security is like I need security for my future. That's it. Then you come to level number three. Level number three is social belongingness. Social belongingness basically means love and acceptance from the team members. For example, you come to the office, but nobody's talking to you. Everybody hates you. Will you like that particular environment? No, right? You will be like, why everybody is hating me? I'm not that bad. So social belongingness needs basically means that everybody should accept me as their team member. I will also respect them, they should also respect me. So that is what your social belongingness needs is. Then comes your ego. Ego self-esteem needs, right? Ego self-esteem basically means your, like I would say, status, recognition in the office. For example, you are a boss. For example, you are a boss, but nobody recognizes you. Nobody gives you that respect for a boss. Everybody just laughs on your face, right? So will you be an happy boss? No, right? So when you come to your social belongingness, you are not a boss. In your level number three, you are just a normal team member, right? But when you go to a higher position, you are a boss, you are a team lead, you are a manager, then definitely you need your employees to listen to you, right? So in this particular need, you are looking for recognition, status, prestige, and important projects. Important projects, as in, like, for example, if you are a boss and your above boss, like above boss, as in your immediate boss is not giving you the important projects, you will think that my boss does not trust me. Even I am the boss in the company. Let's say you are level 2 wala boss, and then there is a one another boss above you. And that particular boss is not giving you any important projects because he does not trust you. So will that kind of a job is good for you? No, right? Because you need challenging work in your, I would say, business environment also. Then comes your level number five, which is self actualization. Self actualization, my friend, is a very, very important need because in this particular need, you go to the highest level as possible. Highest level, as in, like, you are becoming the best version of yourself. It's like my total optimum personality utilization has arrived. It's like I joined as a clerk. Now I am the managing director of a bank or I am the CEO of the bank. So self actualization is not that easy to be achieved. For self actualization, you have to work a lot. So if you see, Maslow said same thing. When your employee is coming in your company, first give him the level number one needs, which is basic physiological. Then give him the safety security. Then give him the social belongingness. Then give him the ego needs. And then in the last, you also have to take care of self actualization needs. And remember, my friends, please understand one of the most important implication or inference from the Maslow theory is that you can only move ahead. You cannot come down the ladder. It's like if I'm moving from level 1 to level 3, the next level will be from level 1 to level 2, the next level will be level 3. From level 3 to level 4 to level 5. This concept was known as satisfaction progression in the Maslow theory. Satisfaction progression means what? Once my need is satisfied, for example, my level number need 1 is done, then the next need which will motivate me, the next need which will motivate me will be my level number 2 only. And always remember that you can only move up the ladder, you cannot come down, right? So satisfaction progression, lower level needs to be fulfilled before you move ahead. And can you bypass any level? Can you directly move from level 1 to level 5? Again, the answer is no. You have to move in a structured manner. It's like one after the other, right? And remember, only one need is active at one particular point of time. Like if I'm currently working in level 1, then all the other needs are not active. A manager will try to fulfill my level number 1 need only, right? Could you please explain social belongingness? Social belongingness basically means love and acceptance from the team members. For example, if you walk in your company, everybody should greet you, right? Good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, so that you have a good relations in the company. So that is what social belongingness means, right? It is like team acceptance. My team should accept me. That's it. right? So satisfaction progression is what? One by one, you will be fulfilling your need. Always up the ladder, and only one need is active at one particular point of time. Mind you, there can be a direct question on all these different points. And at last, what is the role of manager? The role of manager is to identify deficient needs. Deficient needs means what? For example, if my level number one is done, then the next need will be deficient, right? Which will be level two. Once my level number two is done, then the next need will become active. Once my level three is done, then next need will become active, which is level number four. So this is what Maslow said, right? Now nobody will ask me, sir, why Maslow never gave 10 needs? Because this is not the concept according to Maslow. Maslow thought that there will be only five needs, right? And this is where I again want to tell you that in management, if you want to debate, yes, we can do in the end. But if you debate me if within the class hours, it will not be possible, right? Because we have to complete the syllabus. Debating can be done in the end. Moving forward to criticism of Maslow. Now, Maslow was greatly criticized by one person whose name is Great Hofstede. Great Hofstede criticized Maslow because of wrong order of needs. This person said that, dear Maslow, you have kept sex as a basic physiological needs. Right? Position of value of sex on the pyramid has also been a source of criticism as per Great Hofstede. Great Hofstede said that some people like Mahatma Gandhi or Mother Teresa or any great personality might not have sex as a basic physiological need. Right? So Maslow was criticized for this particular point. At the same time, you also see this persons who are guided by spiritual needs. For example, you would have seen that in the younger age only, some people are walking on the path of moksha. They are renouncing this particular world and they are going on the different part of spirituality. So where will you put this particular person on the pyramid? So Maslow pyramid or the Maslow needs were not really applied to the human physical sense or to the human critical sense also. Like it is not applicable in the reality. It is just for a theoretical purpose. Moreover, someone like Mahatma Gandhi will never will try to have ego or esteem needs because he already knows that he is kind of self-fulfillment. He don't need any recognition from the other team members or from other different people, right? So there are some great personalities who do not fall in this Maslow ladder or in this Maslow pyramid of needs, right? So this is what criticism of Maslow is. First of all, sex was not given a like sex was placed at a very wrong level. Moreover, some people like Mahatma Gandhi will not follow this particular pyramid. Some people who have spiritual needs, where will you put them? Right? So these are some criticism of Maslow. Right? Now, sir, but people like Mahatma Gandhi himself is an exception. Yes. So you need to give a model which is generally accepted. Mahatma Gandhi is also human. Right? Now, see, this model itself cannot be followed by each and everybody. Right? So if you see most people fall, it's okay, but you have to criticize, right? When you are criticizing, you have to give examples which does not fall in this particular ladder. Right? Now coming to the extension. Like later on, what happened is when Maslow gave the theory, only five needs were there. Later on, when the time passed, there were some more people who contributed to the Maslow theory. Now, this extended Maslow theory is not given by Maslow himself. This was later extended by some people, and there was a group of researchers who contributed to it. So you don't have to remember their names. Now, if you see level 1 still remains the same basic physiological, level 2 safety, level 3 belonging as love needs, esteem needs also remain the same. So 1, 2, 3, 4. First four level remains the same. The change took place in level 5, level 6, level 7, and level 8. So they have added cognitive needs. Cognitive needs are basically those needs in which you are kind of guided for your hobby. It's like I want to be interested. For example, you would have seen some people who are in love with mathematics. They have a good job, like they are working in SBI PO or in any other different companies. They will still come to Telegram to solve certain questions of quant. It's because their love for that subject. So cognitive need is like basically is the need to learn and would be clearly be a growth need. People who have desire to explore, learn new things, and understand the world around them. So cognitive need is like something which triggers you. For cognitive basically means your mind. Like in management, whenever you are reading cognitive basically means your cognitive abilities running in your mind. So anything which spices up your mind is a cognitive need. For example, you would have seen some people are very, very like they will be chasing sun. They will wake up in the morning and they will go to that particular place wherein they can see a sunrise so that they can take a good pictures. Right? So this is their cognitive need. Anything which sparks you up in the mind, you feel fresh. That is what cognitive need is. Then comes need of aesthetic. Need of aesthetic is all about pleasing surroundings. I have to be beautiful. I have to be handsome. That is what aesthetic needs are. You would have seen people doing a like lakhs of expenditure on plastic surgery. Now these multiple makeups are also coming, right, for men and women both. So these are aesthetic needs. Aesthetic needs means what? That I have achieved so much, so I have more a lot of money. Let's use this particular money to make yourself very, very good. Like, have you listened to this particular person? I'm not able to recollect his name, but this person in US is like investing a lot in his life so that he can become, immortal. He don't die itself. So he's doing multiple different experiments. Have you heard about him? Hello. Yes, Brian Johnson. Like, I'm not confirmed about his name, but I have heard about this particular person that he invests a lot on himself so that he never dies. He is doing unnecessary like experiments every now and then. Right? So what he is doing, he's trying to get his need of aesthetic only. He wants to look beautiful. He wants to look like kind of too much handsome and that stuff. Right? So that is need of aesthetic. Then comes your transcendence. Transcendence is like achieving moksha in your life. It's like your nirvana state, right? So transcendence is like above self-actualization. Self-actualization we already know, right? You are becoming the best of your version of yourself. But the next level need, which is level number 8. So as per Ascendant Maslow, transcendence is the highest, not self-actualization. Right? Under transcendence, you are like leaving the world itself. You are becoming a kind of a sadhu person, you can say. Right? You are going into the Himalayas and you are doing that mediation or meditating, I mean, right? So that is what transcendence need is. How many of you have gone to Rishikesh and how many of you have seen this Paramarth Niketan? Anybody who in the class would have gone? Nobody? Yes. So you would have seen that some people who are very, very qualified, like the Babas over there have MBA, and now they are going into a state of, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. So that is what that is what your transcendence need is. Like you leave everything behind and you want to just go and mix yourself with a God. So that is what transcendence need is. Right? So I hope this particular chart is also clear. But remember, this extended Maslow was not given by Maslow. This was given by a group of researchers. If somebody asks you how many needs were given by Maslow, then your answer should be five only. But if they ask you how many needs were given by extended Maslow, in that case, your answer will be eight. Okay. So, congratulations. First, we have completed Maslow motivational theory, and indirectly or directly, you have also completed Eldeffer hierarchy theory because Eldeffer is not a new theory. He just copy pasted from Maslow. First, Maslow gave five needs, right? Eldeffer just condensed these five needs into three. Eldeffer just condensed these five needs into three and he just rebranded his theory. What is this rebranding? This rebranding was known by the name of ERG. Now, if you see, E stands for existence, R stands for relatedness, G stands for growth. Simple. This existenceness is nothing. It is combination of physiological and safety. Relatedness need is nothing. It is level 3 of Maslow. And growth need is nothing. It is level 4 and 5 of Maslow. Right now, I am saying what level 4 and 5. So you should be able to understand that level 4 and 5 is esteem and self actualization of Maslow, right? So you have existent relatedness and growth, which is ERG theory. ERG theory. So ERG theory came because of Maslow theory only. And the name of the person who gave this theory is Clayton P. Eldeffer. Remember full name, right? Clayton Eldeffer at least. Then he condensed Maslow's five needs into three. But he brought some variations. He brought some variations. First variation which he brought was in the term of concreteness. Now, what does this concreteness means? Concreteness basically means that that particular need should be available in everybody. It should be like it's a most common need. For example, the need of existence. The need of existence. Don't you think every Indian has this Don't you think every Indian will have the need of existence? All of you. Definitely, because everybody needs the basic needs for survival. Everybody needs the basic need for feeling safe. Right? So, concreteness basically means what? That particular need which should be available for everybody, that particular need which is findable in everybody. So concreteness basically tells you the common need. So everybody has existence. Some people might have relatedness, some people might have growth. So in the concreteness terms, existence is the most concrete, then relatedness, the least concrete need is growth. Some people might not move ahead from esteem. They might be stuck at belongingness needs only. Right? So remember, in the terms of concrete, the most important concrete need is existence, then relatedness, and then growth. I hope it's also clear. But this LDFR also brought some more, I would say, what changes. For example, tell me, as per Maslow, can I come down the ladder? Can I move down this pyramid? Hello. Can I move down the pyramid? The answer is no. But as per LDFR, you can move down the pyramid. This concept was known as frustrated regression. Maslow gave the concept of satisfaction progression. Eldifer said that you have a concept of frustrated regression. Frustrated regression basically means that if you are operating at a higher order need and if your lower order need is not met, then you will frustrate and you will regress. You will come down the order. For example, in COVID, what happened? The managers who were earning very, very high, their basic need was satisfied, existence was satisfied, their related was also satisfied, and the manager or top level employee was working on a growth level. Right now, due to COVID, the salary reduced. Due to COVID, people were not able to meet. So, can I say due to COVID, my existence and relatedness needs were taken back? Like these needs were reduced? Definitely, it was reduced. So, therefore, what happened is a person who is working on the growth regressed down because he needs more social relationships. He need more money now, right? But as per Maslow, I cannot come down. But as per Eldefer, I can come down. So satisfaction progression means what? That you will only move up. You will only move up. But frustrated regression says what? That you can also come down the order. Remember, as per Eldefer also, first you will fulfill existence, then you will go to relatedness, then you will go to growth. But at the times when your growth, you are currently operating at growth, you are operating at relatedness. But if your existence needs are reduced, then you can come back. You can come back and fulfill it, then go back again. Going back is also allowed. So you can say that LDFR used the model of Maslow only, but he introduced some changes. The first change was concreteness. He introduced the concept of concreteness. Second is in the terms of frustrated regression. And the third one was also in the number of needs which are active at one particular point of time. Now tell me, as per Maslow, can I say that my three needs are active at one particular point of time? As per Maslow, can I say that three needs are active? Hello. No, right? I cannot make that statement. But as per LDFR, there can be multiple needs which are active at one particular point of time. Right? Like due to COVID, my employee was currently working on growth. So growth is anyhow open. My employee is currently working on growth. So my growth is anyhow open. But when the existence needs, relatedness needs, when the existence and relatedness needs took the hit, these needs also become active. So now my employee is coming down. So as per LDFR, both multiple needs can be active at one particular point of time. This is where you can compare Maslow and LDFR theory. Right? So Maslow gave five, Eldefer gave three. Maslow said that one need will be active at the one particular point of time. Eldefer said that more than one need can active be at one particular point of time. Frustrated element was not introduced by Maslow. It was introduced by Eldefer. As per Maslow, you will only move up. But as per Eldefer, you can move up also, you can move down also. And yes, please remember, there is no need to mug up entire points, right? You have to write in your own language. You have to write in your own language, right? And this is where I'm giving you a question, descriptive question for today. Define motivation and differentiate the model of Maslow and Eldefer. 600 words. The more you write, the better it is. Question you can make by yourself. The question theme should be like this. Define motivation and tell me how Eldefer model is different from Maslow model of motivation, right? The points we will discuss tomorrow, but right now I hope you will be able to write a basic answer on it, which will help you to do descriptive writing also. Now, congratulations. This is where we have completed two content theories, just four more to go, which are very, very easy. Okay, everybody clear? I'm giving you the PPT, Abhinav, so you can see the slides. Everybody connected? All of you? Everybody connected? YouTube people, are you able to understand? All of you, if you are able to understand, then send a thumbs up. And we will finish the class. Like 2 hour class daily for management is enough for 2026. Right? But certain times when 3 hours is needed, we will push 3 hours also. But on maximum scale, we will keep it up to 2 hours. Now, I'm moving forward to the content-based theories, right? So we have completed Maslow, we have completed Eldiffer also, right? Now we are moving to David McClelland and Herzberg, and then McGregor. These are the only three theories which are left. Next, instinctive theory is like baby walk. It's like very cakewalk kind of stuff. Moving to David McClelland theory. David McClelland has given you three needs. These three needs were defined in the terms of need of achievement, need of power, and need of appreciation. And don't worry, how will I revise that? I will show you tomorrow. Right? But remember, you do not have to learn word by word. Word by word is not preferred in management. Theme by theme, you have to remember. Theme by theme, as in, like, this is what Sir told to us, and this is how I have to write answers in my own words. Right? So I hope you are able to understand that how to remember in management. Now, moving forward to need of achievement, need of power, and need of appreciation. Need of achievement basically means what? That I need certain challenging work in my company. Need of achievement is that particular person who wants to show to the other persons that yes, work like me. I am the best product. If I am able to work, you should also able to work in this particular manner. Right? So need of achievement people are basically like a kind of a class toppers, right? These are the people who will do the work in the best manner as possible, right? So this is what need of achievement is. Then you move to need of power. Need of power is basically that particular person who needs power and influence in his or her life. For example, I need certain power, I need authority so that I can make a decision. So that is what need of power is. Then comes your need of appreciation. Need of appreciation is nothing. Need of appreciation is level 3 of Maslow. Connect the dots. Need of appreciation basically means that I am coming to the company to make social and belongingness. I am coming to the company so that I can be making friends in the company. So that is what need of appreciation will be. Need of appreciation basically means that I need relationships in the company, I need good friendship, I need collaboration, not competition. That is what need of appreciation is. Now, let's open each and every need one by one. First is need of achievement. Need of achievement person is that particular person who will always, always, always try to excel in his or her life. These people are like class toppers, right? They will definitely want challenging work. They will accept regular feedback and they will avoid high risk and low risk situation. Now understand that what this particular point says. And yes, why they need challenging work? Because see, my friend, if you are giving me unchallenging work, if you are giving me that particular work which can be solved even by a donkey, do you think that will motivate me? Do you think that will motivate me? No. Right? Why? Because I am a person who is a class topper. Why you are solving 2 plus 2 from me? Right? Give me some challenging work which I will solve and I will innovate for you. So that is what a need of achievement person is. Right? And also remember, they will try to avoid high risk and low risk situation. Why they will try to avoid high risk? Because in high risk situation, there is a high chance that they can fail also. For example, if I'm assuming that you are a high need of achievement person, if I tell you to build a rocket in 10 days, to build a rocket in 10 days, or take a year if possible, right? Take an year. Now, if you have your expertise in that particular domain, still 1 year is very, very less. You will say that, sir, I will not be able to make a rocket in 1 year. So you will avoid this particular case of high risk. High risk will lead to high losses. And a need of achievement person will never want to get that particular thing. Yes, because of fear of failure. Very good, right? So if you fail, then people will defame you that you previously was a class topper, now you have failed. So will you be a class topper now? No, everybody will say that you are not a class topper anymore. But if you have a low risk situation, low risk situation basically is that particular work wherein you will not get any kind of acknowledgement even if you do something good. For example, 2 plus 2. Even a donkey can do 2 plus 2, which is 4. So I will not take this particular task. Therefore, for a person who is driven by need of achievement, we need moderate risk. Moderate risk is that particular risk in which you don't have higher risk and you don't have lower risk. So higher risk, why I am avoiding? Because I am fearing that I can fail in that particular task, and because of that failure, I will have a bad reputation. And why I'm avoiding a lower risk? Because in lower risk, I will not get the recognition which I'm looking for. So therefore, always work in balance. Always work in the moderate scale of risk as per need of achievement. Clear everybody? Clear everybody? All of you? Hello? Clear everybody? Yes, now let's move to need of power. Let's move to need of appreciation first. Need of appreciation basically means teamwork. Like everybody, like if you are a boy, then everybody is my bhai. If you are a sister, then everybody is my sister. Or if you are a girl, then everybody is my sister. That kind of stuff. I don't have any kind of hatred for anyone. Everybody loves me, I loves them. Right? You would have some, I would say, kind of people around you. Try to relate them with this particular need of appreciation. Need of appreciation is like blah 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 blah. Like these people will be talkative. These people like too much friendly. These people will be like helping you when you need them. Right? So this is what need of appreciation is. They will be doing a lot of teamwork and they will definitely prefer collaboration over competition. Then comes your need of influence. Need of influence is also known as need of power. Now, there are two type of powers which you can have in the company. First, personal and then social, right? Personal power is basically that particular power in which you will try to dominate. It's like me versus you. Either I will win or you will win. And this situation is known as zero sum. Zero sum situation or zero game situation, right? I will tell you how. See, need of influence first is personal power, and the second one is social power. Personal power basically means what? That kind of power in which I want to win against you at all cost. It should be like I will be the winner and you will be the loser. Or if you are the person who is having need of influence, then you will be a winner and I will be a loser. Right? And whenever you have a situation when one person wins on the pretext of some other person, or there is only one winner, you don't have any loser. Oh, sorry, you only have a winner and you only have a loser. There are no two winners, there are no two losers. These particular situations are known as zero game situation. Zero sum game situation. Zero sum basically means what? One party won, another party lost. So you cannot have 2 plus, you cannot have 2 minus minus also. Minus representing loss, plus representing the person who has won the game. Right? So personal power will lead to zero sum game. Personal power will lead to zero sum. Right? And then you come to social power. Social power is more desirable. Social power is also known as institutional power. In social power, what happens is you try to take confidence for everybody. It's like I am growing, but I am growing with the help of my people. So my people should also grow. In Hindi, I should also call it as Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas basically means everybody is contributing and everybody is growing. That is what social power and institutional power is. So if you try to become a manager, definitely you have to go for a social power and not for your personal power. Because in personal power, even if you are at mistake, you will try to win. But in social power, even if you are at mistake, you will try to accept that mistake because it's of better good. You are accepting that particular mistake so that the good can happen to the company and to your fellow team members also. Right? So this is personal power and this is my social power. I hope you have understood it. Next, these are certain features. Toxic. Toxic is a different word you can say. Toxic, I would not say. These people are kind of authoritative. You can say that. Right? Toxic, you will understand this particular word in personality and management class, that who actually is a toxic person. Yes, selfish, you can say. Selfish, you can say. Right? Now let's come to the features. These people are definitely need to control others. Right? These people will try to control others, as in like they will try to force people to follow their orders. right? These people will thrive in competition also. Thrive in competition as in like they will try to win the competition at all cost if they are driven by personal power. If they are driven by social power, then they will not try to win in competition. But remember, if in the question they are not mentioning that which type of power it is, then you have to assume it's personal power only, right? Then high value on discipline. High value on discipline means what? The moment you break any law, the moment you break any rule in the company, you will be penalized because they value discipline. If you are in discipline, then you will not break a rule. But if you are not disciplined, then you will break a rule. And if you break a rule, then definitely penalties will come. This particular kind of need is very good when the group goals becomes zero sum. Can be used to achieve group goals despite group goals becoming zero sum. Now, what does this particular line means? Understand it like this. Suppose purchase department and sales department both are into a state of conflict. They both are fighting with each other on one particular matter. Now, we need someone who can say that, yes, who is a winner over here? Who is correct? So, let's say one person came who is driven by need of influence. This person is saying that purchase department, it's your mistake, and sales department, you are the winner in this particular conflict. You are correct, sales department, you are correct. The entire mistake is of purchase department. So purchase department say sorry to the sales department. Now in this case, one party is a loser, another party is a winner. Your group goals have become zero sum. So this type of need actually is needed in the company if you have to make tough decisions. Right? Now in this case, if you see group goals have become zero sum. If you combine purchase and sales, they are coming into the entire group of the company itself, right? So their group goal have become zero sum. But still, you need to sort out the conflict, right? So that the entire company can move ahead. So if the conflict is happening, then you are wasting your time in solving the conflict. So you need somebody who can directly come and give a command, and this is where need of influence is needed. In need of influence, you try to make group goal zero. You try to make zero sum. You try to make group goal zero sum so that your company can move ahead. Right? So this is what David McClelland said about your need of achievement, need of power, and need of influence. Simply need of achievement is need of achievement basically means what? That I need to excel in every task. Give me the challenging work, but that should be on a moderate risk level. Need of power, I will make commands in the company. Right? And need of appreciation is chit chat. That's it. Right? Now, as per David McClelland, I'm focusing again on the word. As per David McClelland, effective managers show high on achievement and power also, but low on appreciation. What does this particular line means? Understand it like this. Understand it like this. If you have a manager, if you are looking for a manager, look for a manager that is high on achievement. He has a very high need of achievement. He has a very high need of power also. He should have a very high need of power also. Why? Because power is needed to make decisions. At the same time, achievement is also needed to solve a challenging task. But you also need a manager who has some appreciation need, but that appreciation need should be in a low degree. Because if your manager is just doing talking, and talking, then who will do the work? I am not saying that need of appreciation should be absent. I am saying that need of appreciation should be present in lower degree as compared to the other two fellow parts, which is achievement and power. So I need high need of achievement, I need high need of power, but I need lower degree of appreciation. Hello, are you able to connect with me or not on this point? Many people will argue, sir, if need of appreciation is not there in the manager, then how will he make friends? I am not saying that he does not have need of appreciation. I am just saying that he has very less degree of appreciation as compared to achievement and power. Now, there are three levels of management. This you will learn under the class of journal management. Top level people are those people who are on the top level, like CEO, top cream of the company. Middle level is basically that particular level, which is like kind of functional managers. Functional managers, as in like departmental heads, purchase managers, sales managers. So they are heading one particular department. So they are known as middle level because they are between two levels, middle and low. Sorry, top and low. Top is like the topmost cream, right? The topmost people. Like for RBI, it's like governor, deputy governors, the executive directors. When you will be posted in RBI, you will be posted at a middle level because you are grade B managers, grade C managers are all middle level, right? Then you go to the low level. Low level like is like RBI assistant or any kind of peon or any kind of watchman in that particular company. So that is low level employees. Now, if you are looking for substituting the needs, then definitely top level people will have which particular need? Think. Top level people will have need of influence because they have to make decisions sometime. Middle level people, where the actual work will happen the most, will have need of achievement, and low level will have need of appreciation. So these are those needs which will dominate at that particular level. So if you see top level people, they might have some degree of achievement and appreciation also, but the need which will dominate a top level manager will be a need of power, because they will have to make decisions. They will be the one who will be deciding the overall course of the company. So they need to have power in their hands. Need of middle level managers will have need of achievement. Why, my friends? Because these people will be doing the actual real work. Actual real work as in like managing the people, because they are sandwiched between two levels, top and low, right? So they have to coordinate also. So the work of a need of achievement person will be very, very high, and therefore we put need of achievement into middle level, and your low level employees will be kind of more friendship making. Therefore we are saying that these people will have a kind of a need of appreciation as a more dominant need. Dominant, not I'm saying that this will be the only need. I'm saying that low level people will have a dominant need of appreciation. They might also have some lower degree of appreciation and power, right? So this is where we complete our another theory, which is David McClelland theory. Can I move to the next one? Hello, everybody. Can I move to the next one? If there are no doubts, then give thumbs up in the chat. And yes, please be active. If I'm speaking for last 1.5 hours, then I can expect certain energy from you as well. All of you clear? Give me yes or give me a thumbs up in the chat. Cool. Now let's come to the most confusing theory, which is Herzberg theory of motivation. But if you apply my particular way of understanding it, then it will become easy. Now, first we will try to solve some questions. Chaliye. In journal parlance of motivation, Eldifer has condensed five needs of Maslow into three of human needs. Which of the following theory is this? RBI Grade B Phase 2 2019 question. This is your ERG theory. Next. What does R stands for ERG? R stands for ERG, relatedness. And relatedness is the combination of level 1 and 2 of Maslow, right? Relatedness is the combination of level 1 and 2 of Maslow, right? Relatedness is the combination of level 1 and 2 of Maslow. No, right? It is only level 3 of Maslow. Which need is combination of level 1 and 2 of Maslow? Which need is the combination of level 1 and 2 of Maslow? Yes, it's existence need. And tomorrow I will ask 100 questions. If not 100, at least 50. So be ready. Tomorrow you have to come with revision. If you do not come with revision, I am telling you, you cannot survive in management then. Right? This is just a tip of the iceberg which we are doing. There is a lot to discuss. So if you don't do revision, then definitely you are just a passenger of 2 days. And I can guarantee you how many students are sitting right now? 64, right? From 64, this class will only end up to 30. Or you can say it will be 20 to 25 people who will attend the class. Right? So currently you are overconfident because these questions look easy. But once we solve tough questions, then confidence will decrease. Chaliye, try to answer this question also. Try to answer this question also. And if you want, I can finish the class today. Like, we can take the things tomorrow also. I want to go slow in your batch because initial classes should be slow. Later on, we can pick up. Motivation comes from outside. Yes, the answer will be B. Next question. Next question. यस सर, थोड़ा फास्ट। एक तो अभी आप तो कह रहे थे कि सर स्पीड थोड़ा बढ़ाइए, अभी तो सिर्फ 3 थ्योरी कवर करी है। अब आप कह रहे हो थोड़ा फास्ट हो रहा है। दिस इज मैनेजमेंट, माय फ्रेंड्स, द मोस्ट easiest but most I would say what tricky subject also if you do not do revision. Yes, which of the following is incorrect? अरे incorrect ढूंढना है। No, my friends, incorrect. Yes, Incorrect will be C only because content are also known as contemporary. No, content are also known as traditional. They are also known as need based. They are also known as humanistic approach of motivation. So your answer will be option number C. Good. Next question. Next question. Very good. Very good. I am quite surprised. Yes, very good. Soumya Shankar Shekhar Pradhan. Now you are coming to the right answer, which is E. How can answer be option number A? Tell me how this option number D is correct. Those who were saying A, unmute if you want to talk. How this particular option number D is correct? Right? Maslow has given six needs. No, Maslow has given five needs. Security needs are primary needs. No, primary needs means what? The basic foundation. The basic foundation goes from what? The basic foundation goes from basic physiological. So B is also incorrect. A is also incorrect. Security need is not a primary need, right? And does security need include food and everything? No. Physiological needs comes into the topmost part? No, they comes into the bottommost part. Topmost is for self-actualization. Love, affection, friendship from fellow team members are an example of esteem? No, they are the example of belongingness needs. Right? Esteem needs के अंदर definitely we have what? Esteem needs we have your status, recognition. Right. So answer will be option number E in this particular case. Only few students were able to give answers. But read. Do not be in hurry. I know management is easy, but it can scare you like hell. This is just one chapter. We have to cover 17 chapters, still ethics. So there is a long journey, but don't worry, I will be revising and then only we will be moving ahead. अदर ऑप्शंस देखे नहीं फर्स्ट ऑप्शन देख के फिसल गए डोंट डू दिस अदरवाइज अदरवाइज इट कैन हार्म यू यस नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन need to win arguments, drive control. See, search for keywords. Drive control, influence, need to win argument, need of power will be the correct answer. Now, if you want, I can continue. If you want, I can stop because this is your first class, right? So I don't want to overburden you. Revise with me tomorrow and then we can start. Or if you want, I can start also. Varun is saying continue. What about others? Continue. Two votes for continue. So let's continue, right? No, no, let's continue because many people are saying continue. Even I am in favor of continuing. Now let's come to Herzberg two-factor theory and then McGregor. Then we will stop, right? After 5 minutes break, let it be, right? Why, what break? When I am ready to, why you need a break? Develop your sitting power. Now, moving forward to what list of content theories mean, now we are moving to Frederick Herzberg. Now, Frederick Herzberg has given you certain kind of confusion. Understand it very clearly. Now, when we ask Google or when we ask ChatGPT, what is the opposite of satisfaction? Google replies to us that the opposite of satisfaction is dissatisfaction, which is correct as per English literature. Opposite of satisfaction is dissatisfaction. But a person came who said, the person name is Frederick Hansberg, he said, for him, this motivation is different. And for him, the opposite of satisfaction is not dissatisfaction. The opposite of satisfaction is no satisfaction. This is what Hansberg said, right? This is not what me is saying. Next thing he said, the opposite of dissatisfaction is no dissatisfaction. Now, understand, there is a word play. If you understand this word play, then it's very, very easy. If you check the opposite of satisfaction, it's dissatisfaction as per English literature, but as per Hansberg, this is not correct. Hansberg said the opposite of satisfaction is no satisfaction, and opposite of no dissatisfaction is dissatisfaction. Now, if I ask you these four different points, right? Let's talk about them. Then this theory will also be easy. If I am satisfied, am I happy or am I sad? Am I happy or am I sad? You only tell me. If I am happy or am I sad? Yes, I am happy. Simple. Right? And can I say the same thing when I am saying that I am not dissatisfied? Can I say that I am happy when I am saying that I am not dissatisfied? Agreed or not? I hope you are able to understand. So, if you see, both satisfaction and no dissatisfaction are basically an happy zone for an employee. But can I say for no satisfaction and for dissatisfaction, these are kind of those areas where my employee is not happy, right? No satisfaction basically means that I am not satisfied. At the same time, dissatisfaction means what? Dissatisfaction basically means that I am not happy again, right? So Hansberg said this thing. If you have understood this wordplay, then this entire theory is over. Now, the factors which decide your satisfaction level are basically known as satisfiers. These are also known as motivators, which we will understand. And the factors which decide your dissatisfaction level is basically termed as hygiene factors or your maintenance factors. Let's move ahead to understand it. So, if you see, my friend, motivators and hygiene factors, this theory is also known as a two factor theory. This theory is known as a two-factor theory. So first factor is motivator and the second one is hygiene. Now, if you are saying that you are having higher motivators, if I increase your motivators, you will land yourself in the satisfaction zone. And if I decrease your motivators, then you will land yourself in the no satisfaction zone. If I increase your hygiene factors, then you will be landing on a positive zone, which is no dissatisfaction. And if you decrease your hygiene factors, then you will be ending up on the dissatisfaction zone. Right? Now I'm just naming these different places by numbers. This is my number one, this is my number two, this is my number three, and this is my number four. Now comes the most important point. Can I say that 1 and 3 are my happy zones for the employee? Hello. Can I say that 1 and 3 are my happy zone for the employees? All of you. Yes, I can say that. And look for 2 and 4. 2 and 4 are definitely not an happy zone. Now comes the most important point. Satisfiers and motivators are basically intrinsic to you. Satisfier, the 1 and 2, like if you are internally happy, then you are at first point. If you are internally satisfied, satisfaction comes from within the job. It's like coming from you, willingness, inside, intrinsic. So if you are satisfied, basically you are under se very, very happy. That is what point number one is telling to you. If your internal satisfaction is very, very less, then you will be going in point number two. So, this motivators, which we also call it as satisfiers, these motivators are also known as satisfiers, basically decide intrinsic motivation. Right? Now, these hygiene factors, which are also known as maintenance factors, are extrinsic to the job. Extrinsic, as in, like, you are seeing these particular factors from the outside world. Now, I'm making one statement. You have to give me a combination of these different numbers which I have written. For example, if I say that I am intrinsically very, very happy, but I am extrinsically very, very sad. Again, listen to the statement. I am intrinsically very, very happy and I am extrinsically very, very sad. This is a combination of 1 and 4. If I say that I am coming to the company just for salary because my extrinsic factors are very, very good, but internally I am dead. Internally I am dead as in like I have lost myself. So this is 3 and 2, right? Your extrinsic factors are very, very good. Your extrinsic factors are very, very good, but your intrinsic is not good. So intrinsic is not good is 2, extrinsic is good will be 3. Agreed, all of you? Agreed, all of you? Now comes the best case. If I say internally also I'm very, very happy and externally also I'm very, very happy, which case it will be? 1 and 3, superb. If I say that intrinsically also I'm dead, extrinsically also I'm dead, then this will be known as 2 and 4. If you have understood this, this theory is over. Right? So, Hansberg said this only that if you are working as a manager, you should make sure that your employee has motivators, your employees have hygiene factors also. Right? But remember, motivators are intrinsic, hygiene factors are extrinsic. Now, use your brain. If you have to look for long term motivation, long term as in which survives for a longer period of time, which particular motivation will you look? Intrinsic or extrinsic? If you have to look for a no, no, name it. I am asking you to name a factor. Motivators or hygiene. If you have to look for a long-term motivation, then definitely you will be looking for intrinsic. The something which comes from you is will survive for a longer period of time. Therefore, another features which was written in this theory is that motivators are basically those factors which will motivate you for a very long period of time. Hygiene factors will motivate you for a shorter period of time. Now, let's see the examples over here. Satisfiers or the motivators. They are related to the job content and they motivate people. Motivate as in internally, right? Examples will be related to job content. For example, if I love my job, I am intrinsically motivated to do that particular job. Therefore, it's job content. Job content means what? That what actually I am doing in my job. For example, teaching. Teaching motivates me, it keeps me satisfied. So, this is teaching, job content. And I teach 8 different damn subjects in EduTap because I think I can teach well. Right? Yesterday only I have completed commerce and accounts in SEBI. Right? So, this is job content. Right? Now, in your, I would say, motivating factor, these are some examples. Achievement recognition. Achievement recognition is coming from you inside, right? Self work itself. For example, if work motivates you, responsibility of the work, advancement which you will get in the work. For example, if Achis sir says that Jalaj, you are currently teaching 8, now I am giving you 2 more subjects. So, will I be motivated? Yes, because I will get more subjects to study. Right? So this is what your satisfiers are. Just do vice versa for hygiene. Just do vice versa for hygiene. Company policies, salary, interpersonal relations, working conditions, job security, these all are extrinsic to a job. For example, if Anchal sir gives me an AC right now, this AC is not going to decide that whether I will teach correctly to you or not. This AC is just an add-on. If this AC works correctly, then I will be able to teach in the best manner. Or right now, I should rather ask for a heater, not for an AC. Right? So, company policies, salary, these are job conditions. Job conditions are always extrinsic, but the content of the job is intrinsic. I hope I am able to make some sense. And they prevent dissatisfaction. They prevent dissatisfaction basically means they prevent you to be on level number 4. They want you be on level number 3. Right? Now, let's bring a case. I hope you recall this, right? I am again writing 1, 2, this 3 and 4. And you can, do the numbering by yourself only, but I do it like this. Okay. Now there is a case in front of you. This is your, I would say, employee. Now, currently staff is dissatisfied and unmotivated. Dissatisfied means level 4, sorry, not level 4, this number 4, and not satisfied is 2. Can I say that this is the case of 2 plus 4? Hello. Can I say that this is 2 plus 4 or you write 4 plus 2 or 2 plus 4 baat ek hi hai, right? Anyway, the product will be 6. Cool. Now I am providing hygiene factors. I am providing hygiene factors. So tell me what this particular array, orange box is telling. Staff is not dissatisfied, but they are unmotivated. Yes, this will be 2 plus 3. 2 for satisfaction, no satisfaction, I mean, and 3 for no dissatisfaction, right? But if I provide them the motivator factors, then tell me what this green zone is all about. 1 plus 3. 1 plus 3. Clear, everybody? This is what your hygiene theory of Herzberg is all about, right? Now, Herzberg further said that today's motivator can become tomorrow's hygiene only when you achieve it so much. For example, if you see recognition, for you, recognition itself is kind of, I would say, what? Kind of a motivator for you. But think about a Shah Rukh Khan. If a Shah Rukh Khan goes in the crowd of 100, or if he goes in the crowd of 1 lakh, if he goes in the crowd of 1 crore also, he has achieved a lot, right? So recognition might not motivate him internally. So this is a subjectivity. For example, salary. Salary, some people will say is extrinsic. Agreed. But some people will say that this is the only motivating factor which I have in my life because I want to increase. So this subjectivity always stays. But remember, these are the journal example which were given by Frederick Hansberg. You have to remember. You cannot say that as per Jalas sir, salary is a motivator. No, we have to read the viewpoint of Hansberg. So Hansberg said salary is a hygiene factor. That's it. Patthar ki lakeer hai wo. You cannot change it. But in the real life, yes, some changes can happen, which is again a kind of a criticism, again a kind of an exception to it. So sense of achievement may be a motivator today, but if you achieve so much, then definitely it can become a hygiene factor as well. Right? Now, think there are two type of personalities, as in you have motivation seeker and maintenance seeker. If somebody only wants intrinsic motivation, then definitely they are motivation seekers. If somebody wants outside motivation, extrinsic motivation, then they are maintenance seekers. Do I have to explain this particular point? No, I will not, because this is very very basic. Hello, agreed or not? Agreed or not, all of you? Motivation seeker will always seek motivators. Hygiene factors will always see hygiene factors. Right? And a point will come when you will become Atmanirbhar in management. So in that particular stage, you will explain me that what you have understood. That will come after 6 classes, but that will surely come. Right? So this blah blah you already know, right? Motivation seekers will seek motivators, maintenance seekers will seek maintenance factors. Then you have four situations. So these four situations I am giving you as homework because this I have already covered. High hygiene, high motivation is nothing. This is 1 plus 3. Just draw that diagram, it will be 1 plus 3. High hygiene, low motivation, these are the four situations we have discovered. Right? So just read the theory. It will not take more than 5 minutes for you. And why I'm giving you this as homework, so that you take it as a kind of a task, that yes, I have to open the summary sheet and I have to read. If you are not reading, then you are hitting yourself with a stone. Right? So please read them in your homework. We have already covered it. It's just like it will add value to you. Coming to the criticism. Now, one of the famous criticism brought to Herzberg was this only, that Mr. Herzberg did the experiment, did the experiment only on some selected people. He just did the experiment on some accountants and engineers. But accountants and engineers are specialized people. What will happen to the journal labor class? For a journal labor class who is working on daily wages, for him salary will be a motivator. So this becomes a criticism that Hansberg theory is based on those people who are kind of specialist in nature and not journalist in nature. Right? Then you have two factor theories like oversimplification of a true relationship between satisfaction, dissatisfaction. Right? At the same time, people might have differences between what is hygiene and what is satisfier. As per Hansberg, salary is a hygiene, but for some people it can be a motivator also, isn't it? So this is a kind, like, see, whenever you are reading management, exceptions will always be there, because I might agree to your view, you might not agree to my view. Right? So there will always be one versus two. And this you can write an exemption of everybody. Like it's a kind of a bread butter kind of point. Right? And this is where you can, if you are stuck in your descriptive answers, use those points which are like kind of bread butter, which can be inserted into every theory. Right? So this criticism of, I would say, perception that what is hygiene, what is satisfier was one of the major criticism for your motivation hygiene theory, which is also known as two-factor theory given by Frederick Hansberg. Right? Now, coming to one more case, which is Hansberg-Kita. Now, is this important? No, but just remember it. Hansberg-Kita is like when your employee is not listening to you, then you have three ways to get your work done. Because after all, what is management? To get your work done. Right? So if your employee is not listening to you, you can follow Hansberg Kita. Hansberg Kita is of three types. Kita stands for kick in the ass. Right? First is negative physical Kita. Negative physical Kita is like physical dishum dishum. I hope you know what is dishum dishum, right? It's like physical fight. My employee is not listening to me, so I will slap him. I will punch him in the nose and I will get my work done. If he is not listening to me, I will tell him, if you do not do the work, then I will give you a tight slap. So that is negative physical kita. Then comes negative psychological kita. Psychological kita is playing with the mind. For example, you are passing certain racist comments. You are passing certain those comments which will trigger, I would say, crying in your employee. For example, if I say women are bad leaders, this is not me saying, this is an example saying. Okay, don't say that Jalal sir is giving bad examples. But in some of your companies, it happens, right, that your manager is giving you certain negative comments which can demotivate you. But that will force you to do the work because it's like, I hate this manager, I have to just complete the work and move to the new place. So that's negative psychological kita. Negative psychological kita means what? That you are telling to your employee that you are fat, you are very, very bad, you are playing with his or her mind. Then comes positive kita. Positive kita basically means what? That kind of kita wherein some positive side is there, but that positive side is hollow. Hollow as in like hollow, I should say, not hollow, hollow. Now, positive kita is like, suppose if I have given you a promotion, then you will be like, yes, my boss is very, very good. But at the end of the day, that promotion means nothing. It's like just a namesake promotion. Promotion is positive, right? Obviously. But I am not giving you any increase in responsibility. I am not giving you any kind of, I would say, what increase in salary also. I'm not giving you anything which is positively related to promotion. I'm just saying on the namesake, you are promoted. For just the namesake, you are promoted. It's like I'm saying that you are a topper of the class, but in the class there is only one student. Right? In the class there is only one student. So it's like you are becoming a topper of the class. So topper is a positive thing. But it's a kita, right? Why kita? Because you are not giving anything positive to me which is related to that particular aspect, right? So this is where you have positive kita. Next, this completes our main theory. This completes our main theory, but I will take some doubts, then I will move ahead. Cool. So can we say hygiene factors are existence needs? Very good. This was the next point of discussion which we will do. In fact, it's a very good point. Sir, in this negative kita, genuinely validated by laws of human rights or psychology. See, human rights, this is a very like open-ended doubt, so we will take it in the end. Negative physical kita, if you do with your employee, then definitely there are multiple laws, right? You have POSCO Act, you have multiple different more acts. You can go in the like police department to complain about it, right? So let's come back to the class, and this is where the point which is written by Shraddha comes to my discussion. Now we are trying to relate. Now we are trying to relate multiple theories which we have discussed. And the last theory, which is theory X and theory Y, that will just take 5 to 6 minutes. Don't worry. Now, see what I have done. On the left hand side, I have Maslow, and then we have Herzberg model also. If you see Hansberg model, maintenance and motivators. Maintenance are kind of extrinsic, and your motivators are kind of intrinsic, right? So basic physiological need, safety needs, social needs, these all are extrinsic to the job. So Maslow level 1, level 2, and level 3 will fall under maintenance factor. Agreed or not? Agreed or not? Hello, all of you. Hello. Agreed or not? Because these are job conditions. For example, the salary of the job. For example, the safety of the job. For example, the relationships which I will make in the job are all, I would say, maintenance. Right? Now look for esteem and self-actualization. These are growth. These are growth kind of needs. So they will be called as motivators because this will come from inside. For example, if I don't need recognition, if I don't need recognition, then definitely I will never be able to move to esteem. I am happy till level number 3 of Maslow. Why will I move to level 4 then? Right? If I don't need any kind of recognition, then you will stop at level 3 only. So if you need recognition, it has to come from inside. Then you will move to esteem and self-actualization. Right? Now, can I confuse you regarding esteem? Like there is one small point of esteem, therefore I have written in yellow. Like a yellow highlighting has been done. Listen to me very carefully. This esteem need of Maslow can be further divided into two parts: lower esteem and higher esteem. Lower esteem is like you are looking for status from the outside people. For example, you would have seen some people buy a very high end luxury car so that they can show to the other people. But in reality, that particular car is taken on a loan, right? So that is lower esteem. Lower esteem is basically your status, right? Higher esteem comes from inside, like recognition, advancement. So if you now understand again lower esteem and higher esteem, which one is extrinsic, lower or higher? Which one is extrinsic, lower or higher? You only tell me. Lower only. And anything which is extrinsic is coming under maintenance factor. Therefore, you can see this esteem, status part of esteem is coming under maintenance factor. and state recognition, advancement, responsibility parts of esteem are coming under motivators. Okay, so this is why we generally say that esteem can be at maintenance also, or it can be motivator also. Now, see, when nothing is mentioned, that whether the esteem is lower or higher, you have to take it on a higher side only, right? So, if I ask you esteem and self actualization, will they maintenance or motivator? They will be motivator. But if I specifically say lower esteem will come in which particular place, then it will come in maintenance. Hello, have you understood? And this is like MBA level. This is not RBI level. RBI level will never ask you this self-esteem lower or higher, right? All of you means all of you. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry who is sitting in the class, right? All of you. Now, let's again try to relate theories on a different set, right? On a different set, now we are categorizing all the theories on lower level and higher order need. This is my second last topic. After that, last topic, and then we will conclude. Okay, so just 15 more minutes. Lower order needs are again extrinsic, higher order needs are again intrinsic. So it's like kind of synonyms, you can say. Synonyms to what? Intrinsic is higher order, extrinsic is lower order. So when your employee is joining in the company, he will definitely first try to fulfill lower order needs which are extrinsic. Once he has invested a lot of time, then he will go to a higher order need which is intrinsic in nature. Right? Now, see, the story is coming at the same junction only. Just the names are getting different. Now, as per lower order need, as per Maslow, lower order need, which will be social, which is level 1, level 2, and level 3. Social is level 3. Now, whatever Maslow had said, Elder will copy paste the same only. Relatedness is social, existence is level 2 and level 1 of Maslow. Hansberg, we already know that what is extrinsic. And as per McClelland, affiliation. Can you tell me why affiliation is extrinsic? Simple, because Maslow's social is extrinsic, so affiliation will also be extrinsic. Always think Maslow as a base because after Maslow, these people came up. Okay, so Maslow, if it is clear, then LDFR is clear. If Maslow is clear, then it will also help you in LDFR and Hansberg also, right? Then your Maslow ka higher order needs, like whatever is left is higher order. Agreed or not? Hello. Whatever is left, it will be higher order only. Like in Hansberg, there are only two factors. So satisfier will be a higher order and hygiene will be a lower order. Right? McClelland again, achievement and power will be higher order. Affiliation will be lower order. Simple. Right? Now we are moving to the last theory, which is, I would say, McGregor theory X and theory Y, which is again very, very easy. Right? So let's take it. Instinctive theory we will do tomorrow with revision only because this is very, very small theory. It will not take more than 5 minutes. Cool. So now let's come to McGregor theory X and theory Y. McGregor theory X and theory Y is based on some mental set. And even if I don't show you these images, you will still be able to answer it. Right? So McGregor theory X and Y, the full name is Douglas McGregor. The full name is Douglas McGregor. Yes. Douglas McGregor has said what? Douglas McGregor said that you have two type of managers. Two type of managers in the sense like these are the managers who will be having certain assumptions of the employee. For example, a manager first class is theory X, second is theory Y. Theory X and theory Y. Theory X manager always assumes that employees are having negative qualities. Like if I say my employee is donkey, my employee is lazy, if my employee dislikes the work, all these are negative qualities. So if I believe my employee is incompetent, again X. Theory Y believes all the positive stuff. Positive stuff as in like I believe in my employee. My employee is very good. My employee is creative. My employee is hardworking. My employee is superb. Right? Now, if I make a statement, you have to tell me whether it's the assumption of theory X or theory Y. And I'm saying assumption. These are mental set. Mental set as in like what will a manager assume? What will a manager assume? And one more thing before I move to the content. If you see in Maslow, we have five needs. In Eldefer, we have three. In McClelland, again, we have three. In Hansberg, we have two needs or two factors. So therefore, they are classically told as what? Content-based theories. But as per McGregor, there are no needs. There are two managers' perception. There is a manager perception. Like theory X is a different perception, theory Y is a different perception. So these are two different perceptions altogether. So we are not talking about any need. We are not talking about any need. But still we are categorizing it into content or traditional theory because this is a traditional given way back. So if in your exam the question comes that which of the following is not a content-based theory, Maslow is given, Eldeffer is given, McClelland is given, Herzberg is given, and McGregor is also given, then you have to choose your answer as McGregor. Because McGregor is not a content, it's a traditional theory. I hope I am able to make some sense. Right? But in the exam, let's say a question comes that which of the following is not a content theory, right? Or which of the following is a content theory. All the options are given and all of the above is also given, then choose all of the above. You will solve some questions with me, don't worry, but I'm just telling to you that in your summary sheet or in your concept notes, whatever you will refer to, there is a line written that McGregor is not a content theory, but it is traditional. So you should be able to understand it, right? So if a question comes, let's take one demo. A question is like this: which of the following is a not a content-based theory? Maslow, Eldeffer, McClelland, Herzberg, McGregor, and one more name is given, which is process theory. In that case, your answer will be that process theory which is given, right? So on and on, what I am trying to convey you is in Hindi first I will repeat, then I will convey you in English. In Hindi first I go, this Douglas McGregor theory, ये कंटेंट भी हो सकती है, ये ट्रेडिशनल भी हो सकती है, बट अगर आप मुझसे पूछोगे तो ये ट्रेडिशनल थ्योरी है, ये कंटेंट थ्योरी नहीं है. बट एग्जामिनर इसको कैसे लेता है वो एग्जामिनर के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है. राइट नाउ आई विल रिपीट इन इंग्लिश. दिस थ्योरी is basically a kind of a content and traditional, but if you take my view, this is a traditional theory and not content. Now how examiner will take this into the point of view, that depends upon him. So we will solve some questions, don't worry, and then you will get an idea that how to answer it. Now coming back to the Douglas McGregor theory basically said what? That you have two manager perception, theory X and theory Y. Right? Now tell me, if I say that my employee is kind of that particular employee who is just coming for time pass purpose, which particular manager I'm referring to? Just write X or Y in the chat. This is X. If I say that my employee is only coming to the office for making friends, then again it will be X. If I say that my employee is coming to the office to show the best side of himself, then it will be Y. If I say that my employee is coming to the office so that he can achieve everything in his life, he is very, very good employee, Y. Right? If I say that my employee is kind of superb donkey, one of the best donkeys, then it will be X. So whatever is negative that you will put in X, whatever is positive that you will put in Y. These are two mental set or assumptions. So theory X improves that employee dislike works. They are like lazy. They need coercion. Coercion means what? Punishments. Right? Will you think like if I say that my employees are lazy and I have to give them punishments. This is X or Y, again X, right? And theory Y is chill. Theory Y is like I believe in my employees that they will do good. I believe in my employees that they are the best class of the HR, human resource, which I have got. Right? So these assumptions are like they like work, they are creative, they seek responsibility, they can exercise self-direction also. Now this theory X follow one particular style which we call it as carrot and stick. Carrot and stick is basically approach of rewards and punishment. Do you think a theory Y will give a punishment? Do you think a theory Y will give a punishment? No. Theory Y is always kind of chill kind of person. But a theory X is definitely a punishment wala person. So what happens is a manager sits on a donkey. This donkey is an employee. This donkey is an employee. Right? And this manager is sitting on the donkey. Now this manager is telling to this donkey that you move in the direction of rewards. It's like a kind of a bait. If you move in this direction, then you will get this reward. But if you don't move, then you will get the stick. Stick represents punishment, right? So theory X manager uses carrot and stick. Theory X manager uses threat and punishment. Theory X manager are authoritarian and controlling. Hello, are all these points clear to you? Hello, are all these points clear to you? Yes, अभी तक नहीं हुए तो then you are not listening to me. Theory Y assumption is kind of more democratic and consultative. Democratic and consultative you will understand in leadership chapter. But right now just understand that theory Y is kind of chill person. Whenever he have to make a decision, he will ask his employees that are you happy with this or not? So these people are kind of very, very, thinking that my employee needs everything. I am the best manager because my employees are happy, that kind of stuff. Now, moving forward, see, you cannot say that theory X you cannot use at all times. Theory X can be used when the employees are donkeys itself. Certain times it happens, right, that your employees are illiterate. They don't even know ABCD of English. In that case, you cannot be theory Y. Rather, you have to be theory X, right? And once you're like, if you see for theory X, it is good for repetitive task. Repetitive as in like you don't need any expert employees. Employees in your company, employees in your company, they are doing mistakes. Therefore, you have given a repetitive task to them so that they don't do mistakes. Right? So repetitive task does not need any logic. You just have to do the work which is being told to you by machine. So in that case, you can use theory X. Theory X is also very, very good for a discipline task because the moment you break any discipline in a task which is very, very important, it will be very bad for a manager, which manager cannot afford. Right? Assembly line task which for use for mass production. Like, see what happens in assembly line task is, for example, this is the assembly line which is going, and even if one person does the mistake, the full assembly line will get into a problem. So in this case, I cannot use theory Y. I will have to use theory X because I will have to check the performance of each and every employee. Because the moment they do a mistake, my whole company will collapse. Tell me which particular manager will do a close supervision. Close supervision like checking each and every employee that whether they are doing the task अच्छे से or not. X only. Why is kind having more trust on the employees? Why is kind having more trust in the employees that yes, this particular employee can do the work अच्छे से, so I don't have to supervise him correctly, right? So why is good for creative and knowledge intensive task which needs creativity, right? Now, why is also good from long term perspective, obviously, because you cannot have theory X features for all time. You cannot reward or you cannot punish your employees for long time. Therefore, you need some degree of confidence which will come only in theory Y. Agreed or not? All of you. Agreed or not? I hope you do. Now comes another homework. See, this thing I have already taught to you. So I'm not teaching you again because it will lead to time wastage. Right? So I have given you two homeworks. First, you have to look for that four cases which we have already discussed in your class of Herzberg. And now I'm giving you these another slide which will not take more than 10 minutes that what is the difference between X and Y? Now, another theory came into the picture which was given by William Auchi. Last topic, then we will pakka conclude. Pakka. Okay? Just give me 10 more minutes. Theory Z was given by a person whose name is William Auchi. William Auchi said what? That yes, theory X and Y are already there. Theory X and Y is already there, right? But then came another gentleman whose name is William Auchi and he gave theory Z. Theory Z is again a kind of a mental set. But what is different from X and Y? Understand. First, this particular person whose name is William Auchi, he compared two countries, Japan and USA, right? He compared two countries, Japan and USA. He said that USA managers, you have to learn from the Japanese manager. There are some good techniques which are done by the Japanese manager and you need to learn from them. And even if you see the book name, Theory Z, how American businesses can meet the Japanese challenges. What was happening in that time is when the book was written, in this particular time, Japan was doing very, very good in the context of management of multiple companies. America was not able to do good. So he compared Japan with America and he said that Japanese managers are doing good, so American managers should understand from them. Right? And therefore, if you see this red dot is also in the Japanese flag. Right? So he preferred Japan management style as compared to USA management style. Now, what is the core symbol or what is the core theme in your theory Z? See, positivity will always stay. X is kind of negative attitude. Y is kind of positive. But theory Y के लिए you have to remember one particular keyword which is brotherhood. Brotherhood in Hindi goes for bhaichara. I will have bhaichara or brotherhood for my employees. My employees will have bhaichara or brotherhood for me. It's like both positive will attract positive. Simple. I will not think negative for my employees. Employees will not think negative for me. That's it. That is what theory Z is. So in theory Z, there are some features, certain principles you can say. What are these principles? The first principle is strong bond between the company and employees. Why? Because there is a strong connection. There is a strong bhaichara, a strong brotherhood. What can be some other synonyms of brotherhood, by the way? What can be some other synonyms of brotherhood? Hello, think. What can be some other synonyms of brotherhood? Family, family, yes, you can say. Family, you can say. Okay, trust and loyalty, very good. Companionship, superb. Togetherness, superb. All are these what? These are certain principles which you will see. Coordination, yes, I can take that also. Right? Paternalistic style of management. Somebody said, right? Family like of structure. So this is what paternalistic style of management means. Paternalistic style of management means that I am the father figure and all the employees which are working in my company are my family. Will you think a father will not be fulfilling your children's need? No, they will definitely fulfill. Harmony also, yes, that's also good. Right? So paternalistic style of management basically means what? That I am the acting father and I will take care of all my employees, but because all of my employees are my children only. Right? Mutual trust or higher degree of confidence. I trust my employee. I have full bhaichara with me. He has full bhaichara with me. I have full bhaichara with him. Right? Human resource development basically means that if I have to train my employee, I will not shy away. I will train him to the maximum possible capability because this particular employee will stay in my company. Another very important point is loyalty. You will not be disloyal to your company. You will always be loyal in your company. Because over here, the main keyword is what? Bhaichara or brotherhood. Whenever brotherhood is there, you will not disrespect somebody. At the same time, you will not betray anybody. You will always say what? That I am connected to you. Integrated structure. Integrated structure means what? Everybody is connected. Like if I have to reach to my boss, I should not think I should directly reach because my boss will listen to me. Because my boss is like a kind of a parent figure to me. Although in this particular age of Kali Yuga, you will not see theories that being implemented, right? You will not see theories that implemented. But yes, in Japanese style, they have this kind of relationships only. That you work for a company and you do not work for a company because it is your company. Rather, you work for your company because it's your family. And once you are being connected to your family, yet you will have all the positives. Like, tell me, can you betray your father? If you can you betray your father or can you betray your brother or sister or any sibling? The answer is no, right? Even if you are thinking to betray, your inner soul will say, don't do it, right? So that's what is happening in theory Z. Everything positive, everything positive, right? Collective responsibility. It's like means what? Collective responsibility means. Now tell me, if the entire team falls in theory Z, will manager say that you are at mistake? Will manager say you are at mistake? No. Manager will say, not an issue. We have not been able to reach the target. It's our mistake. हमारी गलती है. Manager will not pinpoint anybody because you cannot say that one of your children is bad. You will say entire children is bad, right? Or you will take the responsibility on yourself that it's my mistake and not my children's mistake. Then is a very important point which is ringy system. Ringy system means down up decision making system. Now, for example, if a family has to decide, then they will decide on what? Collectively. Everybody will come and make a decision. Everybody will come and they will try to do what? A debate that what is correct thing for a family. Right? So this is down up decision making system, which we call it as ringy system. RINGI. Ringy system basically means what? That you are connected to your boss and you are making that particular decision which suits to everybody. It's not like being authoritative. Theory X person will make the decisions by himself. Right? Consultative approach. Very good. Employment of quality circle. Quality circle means debates. This you will understand in communication class also. Quality circle means what? That if a problem is there, let's call everybody. Let's try to have a debate to find the solution. Because everybody trust everybody. Bhaichara is it's like 100x of bhaichara, you can say. So if any debate is happening, we will try to put out the best points so that best things can be taken up. No unions is formed. Union is basically like groupism. Do you think managers will form a group against their employees in theory X? Theory Z. Do you think two groups will be formed which will hate each other? Hello? No, right? So there is no groupism followed in this particular structure. Equality in the terms of uniform canteens, parking, and for all categories. Like, have you seen your parent discriminating between two childs? No. So a manager will also not do. For him, men is equals to women, women is equals to men. Both will get the chance for doing good things. So this is what theory Z is. Now see, don't get confused between Z and Y. Y is also having positive assumptions. Z is also having positive assumptions. But in Z, we are adding something what? In Z, we are adding certain more qualitative terms like bhaichara, brotherhood, mutual trust, loyalty, paternalistic style. Yes, more values. That's it. Last theory of our class, definitely 5 4 minutes, is instinctive theory of motivation. This completes your motivation part 1 in the entire class. Right? Tomorrow, it will not take more than 20 minutes to revise this chapter. Today, we are investing 2 hours to complete, but a revision will be less than in 2 hours. It will be less than in 20 minutes, and I will show you how. So don't worry, you just complete your homework. Instinctive theory of motivation basically says that we all are motivated due to our biological need. Biological needs basically means instincts. For example, why you are feeling hungry, because you are feeling hungry. It's your stomach, right? It is your instinct. For example, some people feel hungry in afternoon. Some people feel hungry in morning. For example, why this child is crying? He is simply crying because he is feeling hungry. So whenever there is some instinctive coming, whenever there is some instance coming, you will be basically motivated. And that is what instinctive theory of motivation says. There is no one person who gave this theory. For example, a dog is barking because he is sensing some instincts of some danger. Right? For example, when I say when I say that I'm feeling thirsty, thirstiness is also my biological need. Now, there was one concept which was given by a person whose name is Clark Hull. The concept name is homeostasis. Homeostasis is basically that particular concept which says that all of your biological needs are met. Now tell me, is it possible that all of my biological needs are met? Hello? Can I say that all of my biological needs are met when I will be 60? Hello? Yes or no to batao? No, right? There cannot be any situation when your all homeostasis will be achieved. Homeostasis basically is a kind of a situation wherein all of your biological needs are met, which is imaginary. Even a 80-year-old person will feel hungry. They will show some instance according to their age. Even a 2 year kid will also have instance. Even you will have instance, even I will have instance. Instance means what? कि यार ये हो रहा है, मुझे पता लग रहा है, मुझे ये fulfill करना है. Something is happening in my body and I have to fulfill it. That is what instinct is. Right? And therefore, if you see, instinctive theory of motivation is very basic. That you are trying to achieve your homeostasis, which you cannot ever achieve. For example, can I eat for next 20 years right now? No, right? I will never be able to do that. So homeostasis is an imaginary state which you cannot achieve. But your entire body will try to go towards homeostasis only. So, like for example, if you are well set right now, let's say at this particular moment, all of your biological needs are met. The next moment you are feeling hungry. So what you will do, you will try to eat food so that you are again back to homeostasis. But next moment again you are feeling thirsty. So you will drink water. So now again you are back to homeostasis. But tell me, will this particular process ever stop? Will this process stop? The answer is no. Because the moment your one need is satisfied, another need will start. The moment that need is satisfied, another need will start. So it's like homeostasis cannot be achieved, at least in this particular Kali Yuga. Right? So this is what your instinctive theory of motivation is. Nothing to study in instinctive theory. It is just a 5 minute cakewalk. So we have discussed Maslow, Eldeffer, McClelland, Herzberg, McGregor also. Right? This completes my class for today. But if you are happy, please do take some time to share your feedback on hello@edutap.co.in. That will definitely appreciate the efforts of the teacher. That's it. Come on. If there are some doubts, then please ask. Otherwise, we will conclude the class for today. Homeostasis is an imaginary point. Yes, you can say that. Okay, perfect equilibrium. Any doubts? No doubts? And how many of you will turn out tomorrow in the class of motivation part 2? How many of you turn out tomorrow? Pakka. Let's see how many of you will give up. But please revise, then only come. Was the class good today? Was the class good today? Cool. If it was good, then please do one more homework by sharing your feedback, but it is not mandatory. Yes, I can see some students have raised their hand. Hello, Ria Lika. You have raised your hand. Do you want to unmute Ria Lika, or should I lower your hand? PDF I have already shared. One more time I'm sharing. It is being loaded. Just wait for a minute. It will show up in your chat. चलिए जी. So you can download the PDF, the PPT, whatever it is, and let's meet tomorrow with motivation part 2. Do your homework, and I hope tomorrow we will have another great session. Bye bye. Have a great time ahead.